The way we used to have church in my hometown. The way we used to have church, oh Lord, in my hometown. You see, we didn't mind going to church every Wednesday evening. Lord God, we would have a prayer meeting. The way we used to have church in my hometown. I just want you to pat your feet along with me now and let your mind run back to the time they took you down to that old muddy pond.
Say it, Bill, say it.
Oh, don't you remember somebody was standing on the sideline that sung an old song, Take Me to the Water? And I can remember when they took me down in the water,
Oh, gee.
all my so-called friends were standing around me laughing at me. Somebody say you're gonna have a hard time, say you're gonna be called everything but a child of God.
Oh, yeah.
And then they asked me how you gonna be able to stay out there for Jesus. And this is what I told them: I know I've got belief. Can you say that today, children? I know I've got belief. Say, Lord, I know I've got belief. Yes, I have. You see, I looked at my mama. I said, Mama, I sure would like to walk around heaven one day.
Go ahead and say it.
Mama looked at me with tears in her eyes. She said, ain't gonna be but a few that make it, son. She said, gamblers ain't gonna make it.
Oh, gee.
The homemongers ain't gonna make it. She told me this. She told me, she said, none but the righteous. That's all gonna be there that day. None but the righteous.
Oh, Lord.
Well, hey,
Oh,
none but the righteous. Shall see God. Just before we go, I'd like for my wife Bessie to tell you what happened in her hometown.
It was one Sunday afternoon
Oh, yeah.
down in the hills of Montgomery, Alabama. Somebody wrapped a white sheet around my body, and my mother tied a white rag around my head. They led me on down to an old muddy pond. The preacher was standing out in the water, and he had a deacon on each side of it. They were waiting for me to come in the water. But I was afraid to go out in all of that water. So I stood there on the banks of the river. You see, God always have a ram tied in the bush somewhere. And there was an old lady, tell me she had been in the church 30 years before I got there. She picked up a long white dress, and she pressed her way slowly through the crowd. When she got over by me, she laid her hands on my shoulders. She pushed me on down in the water. And she looked down in the water, and here's what she told me.
It ain't no danger.
Ain't no danger down there.
In the water.
I came
Lord, it ain't no danger.
Why don't you try?
You oughta
Try the water. My Lord,
Lord, it ain't no danger.
ain't no danger, Lord.
Why don't you try the water? Here's what I did. Step on gold. Stepped on